Greetings and salutations, I'm back! More episodes of the show, Sliders! I have to be very loud and very talkative because I keep on getting the comments that I'm not loud. So I gotta be more, upper, I guess. So yeah, we're talking about 2 episodes of the show, State of the Art and Season's Greetings. Let's look at State of the Art first. On a world where human population has been replaced with androids, a scientist, Professor Alden, wants to transplant Quinn and Rembrandt's brains into android hosts before he goes through a similar procedure. So, I had actually, looked up, some of the synopsis for some of these episodes, and all that because I thought, some of these sound interesting. But when I started watching it, I thought, oh my god. You know why? You want to know why? Because Robert Englund is in this episode. He's the antagonist of the episode. And he's a bit more subdued. Because, yeah, this is still, say, an episode, the 1996, Robert Englund, when he was doing, Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street and all that.
What's that? A book. A real book? Yeah. No. That's okay.
But I thought he did a good job. It was fairly good. It was pretty cool to see him in this show. And it was fairly interesting in the fact that, basically the group ended up meeting 2 androids who basically, one is, say, hey, a companion droid, and one is just almost a android that is just, almost a state-of-the-art one. And they're trying to say, okay, to get around, you need a android who has a touch screen or something like that. And there are some moments where I think, okay, this is silly. In that, okay, there's a moment where it's trying to be dramatic and all that, when, it's, revealed, oh no, Professor Alden, he was actually an android the entire time, but, then suddenly you see all the wires and him all sticking out of his arms, and the prosthetics for that's pretty good. And you just think, you feel like he's just giving, England's just gonna say, hey, wait, it worked. It worked. He's just being a little bit subdued, but, giving all that charm that England has.
My sweaters!
You got good taste, lady.
Whatever, I don't care what happens to me. I'm already living my worst nightmare.
Huh? I thought I was doing a pretty damn good job here.
No, you're great with the knifey hands and the melting candle face. It's just... Adam said he wished I wasn't his mother.
Oh, jeez, that's an awful thing to say.
It is just, I don't know, it's pretty good. I kind of thought this one was pretty good. I thought, the idea of, it's almost like St. Frankenstein, but what if Frankenstein had actually been a creation of someone else's, in a way? But, yeah, pretty good. Let's look at the next episode called Season's Greetings. Season's Greetings. So they basically slide into a world dominated by commercialism and get jobs working in a giant mall in the sky 2 days before Christmas. And they discover that, in a way, basically say, hey, if you don't pay your due, you're basically turned into an indentured service. And as well as when Archer is trying to help a young woman who is has to in a way give up her infant son because of stuck in her depths, and also ends up bumping into both her father and her sister in that world. I gotta say, when it comes to episodes of shows where you'll come back to watch them because of the holiday season, this is probably one of them. Because, yes, say some episodes, sometimes you feel saying, well, a lot of, how it's, modern, Christmas things are gonna have, more ideas of commercialism, and, suddenly, they'll have to learn a lesson about how it's not only about that idea, and suddenly, when you live in a world that's fully dominated by it, especially because the antagonist is basically, trying to make it so, basically, he basically put people in indentured servitude, and that is basically just messed up. And I do like it how the professor is basically trying to be a very good Santa, and basically trying to tell kids, say, hey, just because you want something, you have to, show that you're good. You have to be there for them. Trying to, and as well as Rembrandt also trying to teach them the true meaning of Christmas, being there for others, hey, being a good kid and all that stuff. And I also do love it how, even though the father of Wade's father, who was kind of stuck, had to pay his debts off too, in a way. He still loves his daughter, but at the same time, he's wanting her to get out of there because of all the things that the main bad guy of the episode is trying to do. But overall, I guess this was a fairly good Christmas episode. I mean, it's not a usual, say, that, but it's a fairly good one. It tries to talk about, the ideas of commercialism and all that, and at the same time trying to give back to others, say, hey, be there for others and all that. It was overall a very good episode, too. It makes me think, what they would do if there was an episode of Sliders where, everyone was super into patriotism or something like that. I don't know. I really like Sliders. See you next time.